So let's start from there. Why do you think this analysis paralysis is happening? And what does it look like inside a company?
Yes, I think some of the things I'm seeing is one is the volume of startups. So we're seeing an unprecedented number of decision points that an organization needs to make when it comes to going on the AI journey. Because it isn't just a case of going to an AI and saying, that's all I need, because you need a tool chain, you need to select the models that you're going to use, or you need to work out if you're going to build models yourself. And it does depend whether or not you'll start to using generative AI techniques or AI techniques, because they actually do different things. And in selecting this safari that we live in, actually becomes so complex that people are actually deferring decisions about the technology space. Secondly, if we start thinking about how we analyze the data that we have, again, that becomes a complex space. How do we govern it? How do we manage it?
Yeah.
How do we make sure that our data is mature enough? Again, are complex decisions that we have to make, meaning it becomes easier to actually not do anything in the AI world. And what I'm finding, and what we're finding in Servitor, is the organizations who aren't going in the AI journey now are starting to be left behind. So having a proper strategy in place that helps you navigate through all of the various tooling choices that you've got to make, help you identify the right algorithms that are going to drive you benefits, and ultimately getting yourself set up. How are you going to be organizationally structured? How are you going to bring this technology in the right kind of way? How are you going to do that in a sustainable, manageable, supportable way that ultimately is going to drive you business benefits and give you that key market differentiation that we're seeing other organizations get? Because unless you start on the AI journey, you're never going to get there.
Wow, that's actually a brilliant diagnosis. It's a paradox, right? The more information that's available, the harder it is to make a decision. At Anaya Group, we see this as leaders being trapped in a cycle of indecision. They know they need to do something, but the fear of making the wrong decision or the wrong choice is a noisy landscape. It's paralyzing.
And I do find some of the challenges we face a lack of executive level understanding around what AI is. If
Yeah,
you look at lots of training courses, they're focused to, here you go, here's how you program it in Python. Well, actually, we need to move away from that and have executives who understand what you can do with the technology. So if I give you a very simple definition, artificial intelligence is around using algorithmically driven techniques to find hidden patterns in data. Generative AI is around the creation of digital assets. So they're actually doing different things. And all the time, I find organizations who are just talking about AI. And when you talk to them about what they want to achieve, they're talking about generative AI use cases. Or you'll find other organizations that are talking about AI use cases. There is an overlap and they sit on the
yeah.
same fundamental underlying platforms, but really you need to start thinking about not the tool that you're going to use to complete the job, but what it is you're trying to achieve. So stop thinking about using AI and Gen AI, start thinking about what problems do I want to solve, have a toolkit in front of you that includes AI and Gen AI, and if they are appropriate tools to tackle the right problem, you'll absolutely be on to getting some success. But because executives don't necessarily fully understand what these tools can do, they're throwing the wrong problems at the wrong technology, and as a result aren't getting the success they need. And we saw that with the recent MIT report that said 95% of generative AI projects fail to realize the business benefit. And that's because executives don't know what they're after, and they never actually worked out what the business benefit was going to be before they went on the projects. So yes, what a surprise, they didn't achieve all of
Yeah.
the outcomes they thought they were going to. So make sure you start with a problem and choose the right tool to tackle that problem.